Hello, everyone. We are about to start our program, and I have to tell you, I'm feeling so excited and full of optimism for the way we're all about to come together in support of Peps. Hey, Shazik, how are you feeling?
I'm really excited, Sasha, and I'm ready to spend the night with everyone here. It feels good to know that my Peps friends are watching on Facebook and YouTube. Hi, everybody. And let's get the program started by hearing from a few of our Peps friends.
Hi, my name is Tracy Cutchlow. I'm the author of the science-based parenting book 0 to 5 and co-president of the Peps board. When I think about resiliency, I think about how it is created through strong relationships. That's not this individual internal grit that we're all just supposed to have. It really comes from the supportive, authentic interactions that we have with other people when we're going through a tough time. Nobody needs community and resiliency more than parents. So I am really excited that we're all here together helping make this happen for more and more families.
Hi, my name is Vidya and I'm on the board of Peps. Because of Peps, our family felt much more resilient around the arrival of our new baby and that we could conquer any of the challenges or changes that were coming our way because we knew that we weren't alone and that everyone kind of is going through a similar learning curve as they become parents.
Hi, my name is Chris Ballou. You might know me as Casper Baby Pants. And I am a better songwriter because of Peps. Peps taught me about empathy, about community, about lowering stress for families. And that's exactly what my mission as Casper Baby Pants was all about. So thank you, Peps, for making me a better songwriter.
Hi, my name is Debbie Lee Keenan, and I'm a former Peps board member and early childhood specialist. Peps is about supporting families in ways that work for them. Every family is unique and different. We come in different sizes, colors, and shapes. We strive to be inclusive and culturally responsive through sharing experiences and learning from each other. Go Peps!
Thank you so much, Debbie, Chris, Vidya, and Tracy for helping us kick off our event tonight. Hello, everybody. My name is Sasha Summer-Cousineau, and I am one of your hosts for the 2021 Peps Resilient Together benefit event. And you lucky, lucky people, you get to meet my co-host, and she is fantastic. She's a very special Peps friend. She's been a Peps group participant, group leader. She's been the Spirit of Peps awardee. She's a Sustaining Circle member, a Peps board member. Holy wow. She is all Peps all the time. She also happens to be one of our most enthusiastic luncheon and now benefit event fans. Please head to the chat and do your virtual claps and your warmest welcome for my co-host. Welcome, Shazik Tsunoda.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for the warm welcome, Sasha. I am excited to host tonight's event with you, and I'm already feeling the good energy. As Sasha mentioned, I love Peps Luncheon, and it's just one of my favorite events. And while this is the 23rd annual Peps Benefit event, it's our first one ever to host online. And we're so glad you're here. Thank you for showing up tonight, for future parents in our community, and for cheering us on during this virtual experience. So before we dive in, I would like to acknowledge this land on which we live and parent. We are on traditional land of Duwamish and Coast Salish people, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the Duwamish and Coast Salish tribes. We take a moment to remember the history of this land and the people who have cared for it, because when the effects of history continue to echo, the past is present. Part of this history included tearing Native people from the land and tearing children from their parents. As we sit in our homes tonight, perhaps with our children sleeping close by, we may shy away from imagining this. Yet when we remember what happened, when we pause and draw strength from this beautiful place that we live, from our connection to the earth and each other, we can grow into something better than what was. I know I want that for myself and for my children. Thank you for pausing there with me just for a moment. And if you're not in the Seattle area, please look in the chat for a link to find the tribal land you are on. And everyone can look in the link to find children's books that celebrate Indigenous voices. Sasha?
Shazik, thank you. Thank you for that. That was really beautiful and meaningful. You know, Today marks 1 year. Can you believe it? 1 year since the WHO officially declared COVID-19 a pandemic. We've all lost a lot this past year, and I'm hoping for you that those losses weren't the worst kinds of losses, but we've all dealt with some kind of losses. But hopefully that allows us to see each other's hurt, to see each other more fully as human, to connect with each other more honestly and deeply. It's been very cool, actually, that in Peps groups, we've seen that kind of connection, that kind of honoring, that kind of seeing, even as the groups have gone virtual. Let me now tell you a bit about what we have planned for the next hour. You are going to meet some wonderful staff and Peps group participants. You're going to listen in on a conversation with Dr. Ben Danielson and Laura Vandernoot Lipsky, and you are going to show your love for Peps via your donations. Our goal tonight is to collectively, as a Peps community, raise $150,000. And guess what? I know that I can count on you. We can count on you to get us there. You know how I know that? Because we need you. There will be a dedicated time reserved during the program where we're going to ask you to show your love collectively by making your gift and helping us get to that goal, or maybe beyond. I wouldn't mind if we went past the goal. Nobody would mind that. We'll also tell you about some exciting matching opportunities a little bit later. But for now, if you're wondering where to go to make your gift, it is so easy, friends. All you have to do is pop on into the chat and click the link we just dropped there for you. Or if you don't want to do that, you feel like pulling out your cell phone and getting a little texty, you can do that as well. All you have to do is text Peps Love, all one word, to 44321, and you'll be able to access our online giving page. Now, once you get there, you're going to notice some cool stuff. You can choose between making a one-time gift or making a recurring monthly gift. I am personally going to challenge you to stretch yourself a bit and make a monthly gift for at least a year. You might be thinking, Sasha, I really want to do something meaningful tonight. I am hoping to make a gift of $300, but it's COVID times, purse strings are feeling a little bit tight. It's feeling kind of hard to do $300 all in one fell swoop. Guess what? Monthly donation. When you break that $300 gift up over the year, it feels so much more doable. So go ahead, make that monthly gift if you're able. Okay, friends, let's get the show on the road, and let me tell you about a few things so that you can enjoy our time together in this virtual space. You can stream in on LiveTube. Oh my God, what just came out of my face mouth? I'm gonna say words now. You can stream in on YouTube, there we go, that's the word I was trying to say, or Facebook, and we'd love for you to engage with us via the YouTube chat or the Facebook comments, and I mean it. Please get in there and chat with us. We love to chat with you. When I'm an audience member at these events, I like to have 2 devices in order to participate. I love to watch the show on the larger of my 2 devices and do my donating on the smaller of my 2 devices. This thing I'm doing with my hand, it's code for cell phone. Friends, if you're participating in YouTube, we would love you to sign into your YouTube account and create a channel. Don't feel weird about the word channel. It just means free account. It's easy, it's breezy. So it's 3 steps. Number 1, go to youtube.com and click sign in on the top right corner of your window. Number 2, once you're signed in, click on your profile image on the top right corner and select create a channel from the drop-down menu. And number 3, choose a name. Probably your own name that your parents chose. And then voila, you're done. Once you create a channel, you can participate in the chat by finding the chat window at the bottom of your YouTube feed and click the chat bar to type a message. Okay, now for my Facebook friends. If you're watching us from the FB, you're already logged in, duh, you knew that. So to participate in the chat, all you have to do is click your cursor in the comment bar and type hello and press enter, and there you are. Bada boom, bada bing, you're chatting with us, and it's fabulous. Tonight's program is fully captioned. To access them, all you have to do is click on the link in the chat. It will open a second smaller window that you can situate just below your live stream feed. Okay, That was a lot of tech information I just gave you, but guess what? If you're feeling a little confused or something's not working for you, you are not alone. Not at the Peps event. This is the Peps community. You're not alone when you're with Peps. If you have any difficulties with technology, please email your name and your phone number to benefit@peps.org, and someone from our team will reach out to help you. For now, here's what I want you to do. Are you ready to settle into this event? You ready to just really absorb it and get inspired? Then I want you to get a glass of something delicious, something refreshing, maybe have a little something to nibble on, get yourself nice and cozy, and get ready to enjoy. So I have a fabulous co-host. You met her. I'm gonna ask her a question. Shayzik, who's in the room? What are you seeing out there?
I'm actually seeing names that I know here, and it's just awesome to see. So thank you all for being here again. We really love the Peps community, and since we're all about connection, we'd love to hear about how you were connected with Peps. Was it a friend, a neighbor, family? Tell us in the chat. I remember when I was pregnant with my first, it seemed like everyone I talked to was like, join Peps, join Peps. I even had a friend that guessed that her friend would be in my Peps group and introduced us before the first meeting, so I was totally cheating. But yeah, it's been really great. And I would just love to, Sasha, see who you have going on in the chat.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's see. Hey, Kate. Hey, Allie. And I see Julie, Megan, Carrie. What's up, Kinte? What's up, Dana? Who do you see over there?
Oh my gosh, so I see my friend Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany. I see Jess. What's up, Jess? This is so awesome, you guys. I really feel the love. And again, I'm just super happy that everyone is engaging with us. So make sure to interact with us throughout the next hour, Facebook and YouTube. We'd love to hear from you. And it's, again, just fun to see all your comments coming through. I really feel the love. If you have a few friends from your Peps group or your networks who are not here yet, text them the link, chat, tell them to come on in, let them stream.
Yep, bring your friends. It's so easy, just one click from anywhere. I would like to now acknowledge 3 special groups without whom our event tonight would not be possible. If you belong to one or more of these groups, give us a little thumbs up in the chat. We want to see you in the chat. We love seeing that you're here. And if you're not one of these people or groups, show them your love in the chat. It's so much love in the chat. Okay, group 1. Our 44 wonderful table captains who adapted with us and put together virtual tables this year. Thank you. Say hi to us in the chat, table captains. And group 2, the dedicated Peps board and staff members who work tirelessly to connect parents in our community and truly make a difference. Oh my God, thank you. We would be nothing without you. Please holler at us in the chat. And group 3, our event sponsors. Thank you. Oh my goodness. It makes so many supporters to make a nonprofit as successful as Peps. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sponsors and friends. As you're out there in the world, if you happen to see one of these sponsors, show them your love because you know they support Peps. So that's how we do, right? We show our love. Okay. Our premier sponsor is UW Medicine Center for Women and Children. Our champion sponsors are Bree Backus Integrative Health Coaching, Childish Things, Golenbach, Eisman, Assor, Bell, and Pesco LLP, No More Under, Parent Map, Red Tricycle Tiny Beans, and Seattle's Child. And now, back to my fabulous co-host. Take it away, Shayzik.
Thank you, Sasha. It's time for more connection. After all, we are Peps. Many of you have participated in our Peps groups and know that typically we start each meeting sharing our highs and lows of the week. So we thought it'd be great to do the same tonight. So I invite you to share a high and or low of your week, day, month with us in the chat. I'll start with mine. Even though it's a future high, my little sister is super pregnant, so I should have a little nephew by the end of the month, and I'm so excited about that. My low, honestly, is not being able to see my Peps family in person today. I'm so grateful to be here, and especially with all of the energy of your chatting, but I miss those hugs. I miss the energy in the room, and I miss seeing all those babies. What about you, Sasha?
Well, my low is that I had to leave my little doggy who I just adopted home alone while I was working. But my high is that I'm doing amazing work supporting Peps, and I love being here with Peps so much.
All right, I'm seeing it. Sasha, I'm seeing the sunshine. Oh my gosh, everybody. Hi, Beth. It is a huge hi. Laura's here too. And what else? I feel like everybody, lots of people are getting vaccines. That's also a definite hi. Sasha, what about you?
I am seeing, people so happy. Their high is being here, seeing other parents. Yes, other people in the chat also enjoying the sunshine. I don't know if this is probably high. 32 years ago, Sherry attended Peps with her first baby boy. I love it.
I love it all. Thank you so much for sharing your highs and lows. Lots of highs. When it's sunny here in Seattle, we all get excited. Now I'm excited to introduce to you our program director, Kente Bryant Rossiter. She's our resident bird expert and has guided our programs through big changes in the last year with grace. And just 6 weeks ago, Kente got married, which has been a wonderful reminder that there's joy and love in our world, even during COVID. So please do a little drum roll, kitchen table, your desk on your lap, as we welcome Kente to share those changes with us. Kente, take it away.
I sure miss being in a room with you this year. For nearly 40 years, Peps has offered support and connection through parent peer support programs. Our mission is to connect parents to strengthen families and build community, and we have remained steadfast in this mission during the COVID-19 pandemic. Just a little over a year ago, at the onset of the pandemic in Washington State, Peps changed course within 1 week of the social distancing measures put in place by King County Department of Health and pivoted all our Peps groups to virtual meetings. This required flexibility, patience, and trust on the part of staff, group leaders, and most importantly, the families that we serve. I am thrilled to report that we connected more than 3,000 parents in over 250 groups in 2020. We have long seen the need to expand support for families with babies and children, and we realize that it is even more critical during the ongoing isolation of the pandemic last year. Within a few months last spring, we launched a program for expectant parents who are dealing with increased stress and anxiety because of the pandemic. Peps also introduced our first affinity series for LGBTQIA+ families, a step forward in offering a program with a focus on the unique intersecting identities of parents rather than their baby's age or the neighborhood in which they live. The next affinity series we anticipate offering will be for single parents this summer. To further support parents in different parenting stages, we are moving forward in creating a program for parents of adolescents and teens. Thanks to critical support from the Jolene McCaw Foundation and King County's Best Starts for Kids, we completed a thorough landscape analysis in 2020 and have since hired the Parents of Adolescents and Teens program manager to develop this much anticipated program and its curriculum. We look forward to launching a pilot series for parents of adolescents and teens this spring. During this past year, we have continued our partnerships with other community organizations to work towards collective impact. In the last year, we worked with Open Arms Perinatal Services, Mercy Housing, NISO, Child Strive, and Southwest Youth and Family Services to provide Peps peer support groups in Spanish by phone, Zoom, and WhatsApp. In these partnerships, we have invested Peps resources and staff to train the staff of our partner organizations on the Peps model and curriculum, and they have shared back with us suggestions for changes and adaptations to better fit the needs of parents in those groups. Peps continues to focus our work using a racial equity lens. With this, we recognize the need to provide the Peps community with an opportunity to understand this work better and participate in learning more about the impact of racism in our community. Last month, we partnered with Families of Color Seattle, who led more than 100 Peps families through learning about undoing racism and talking about equity with their young children. Families of Color Seattle also known as Folks, is a local organization whose mission is to build a strong community by supporting families of color through equitable parent programs, resource sharing, and fostering meaningful connections. We encourage families with children of color to sign up for Folks groups in addition to their Peps group. We could not have done all this work to support families without our incredible Peps group leaders. Our leaders learn to facilitate connection and hold space for parents in a virtual environment. They participated in virtual leader coffee chats and advanced facilitation training workshops to strengthen their skills in leading conversations on race and social identity development and facilitating developmental activities for babies. More than 200 volunteers led groups in 2020, and we are so thankful for each of them. In a moment, you'll get to hear from one of these leaders, Gloria Martinez. Gloria is a psychologist who has been leading Peps groups for 5 years now. She has led newborn, second time around, and baby pepper groups, and her passion for supporting and connecting parents is remarkable. Gloria, it is so great to have you here tonight, and thank you for all that you do to show up and support our parents in our community.
I have been a Peps group leader for newborn, baby born, Little Peppers groups for almost 5 years. When I came to Seattle and I heard about Peps, I knew that what you are doing was extremely important for the emotional support for all the parents, so I knew I wanted to be part of it. Being transitioned to the online, I was hard for me because I was missing the kiddos, I was missing the babies. The dynamic was totally different, so I felt that I needed to learn how to lead again in these groups. But then I started to get all the trainings from Peps and how to manage all the new technology that was giving us all the opportunities to keep in contact. So then I started to get more confident also to talk with the parents, and I think that the parents started to feel the same. Most of the parents are saying that they are so thankful that Peps is giving them the opportunity to meet other parents that they are in the same situation and give them the opportunity to share all the thoughts, all the questions that they have, and have that emotional support and social support that right now is so difficult to have.
Thank you, Gloria, and thank you, Kente. Let's take a moment to acknowledge the over 200 volunteers who, like Gloria, committed to leading a group in 2020. Please show your love for our group leaders in the chat. Thank you, group leaders, for your passion and unwavering dedication to supporting families across our region and for adapting with us through these challenging times. And let me tell you another way that you can show your love for our outstanding group leaders. If you participated in a group last year and your group leader went above and beyond to support you and your group, nominate them for an annual Spirit of Peps Award. As a past winner, it really does make you feel special knowing people appreciate that you've taken the time out to acknowledge your efforts. We're putting the link in the chat, and you can submit your nomination anytime until July 31st. And now, back to my lovely co-host, Sasha.
Thanks, Shazik. And in the spirit of giving, besides fueling Peps with your financial resources tonight, you can also pledge to give your time. Yes, you can pledge to give your time and lead a Peps group right now. Just click on the link in the chat and tell us if you want to lead a group within the next 3, 6, or 12 months, and our Peps team will provide you with all you need to make facilitating a success. Easy as that. We need you. New parents need you. And you know what else we need? We need to take a look at that fundraising thermometer and see where we're at. Okay, I'm taking a peek. Oh yeah, okay, this is good. We are just shy of $37,000, but we have, remember I told you earlier, a $150,000 goal. So we're off to a great start. We have some more good work to do. And you know, while we're here, I want to thank Ellen, Erica, Orly, Pam. Thank you for your gifts. I also want to say Stephanie, Elizabeth, the Schaefer family, and Tara, thank you. I love thanking people who donate money to Peps. Now, if you didn't hear your name, guess what? You can hear your name. You can just click that donation link that we're popping in the chat for you. Or remember, I told you could get texty with it. Pick up that phone, text the word Peps Love to 44321. And remember, if you're having any tech issues, don't worry, we've got your back. All you have to do is email your name and number to benefit@peps.org. Okay, I'm so pumped up over here. I need to slow down. I'm going to take a brief pause before I tell you about a really great and exciting opportunity. Are you ready? This special group of very generous donors have agreed to match your gifts tonight. They'll match gifts between $300 and $1,000 up to $40,000. How awesome is that? You know what that means, right? When I say a match, it means that when you give $300, Peps gets $600. When you give $1,000, Peps gets $2,000. What it means is that this match is doubling your impact. How awesome is that? I hope it inspires you. I know it inspires me. So if you're thinking before, you showed up here tonight, I think I'll do a meaningful gift. I think I'm going to give a gift of $275. I'm here to tell you that a $275 gift rocks, but I'm going to tell you what rocks even more. Bump it up by $25 if you can, because now all of a sudden you've given $300, but Peps gets $600. What amazing! So if you can, stretch that giving muscle just a little. It feels really good to just stretch it out. Feel your philanthropic power, and collectively, we're all going to make a huge impact. We do a little, together we do something big. So keep giving, stretch, notice how good it feels, and now I'm going to send you back over to my fabulous co-host who has somebody very special she wants to introduce. Hey, Shazik.
Thank you, Sasha. I am so excited to introduce our Executive Director, Dana Guy. After experiencing the power of social connection when her daughter was born, Dana volunteered as a Peps group leader, then came to work for Peps as a communication manager in 2011. Dana became the executive director just 15 months ago, and I have to say it was quite a year to step into such a critical role. If I can tell you one thing about Dana, it's that she's passionate. She truly cares about finding creative ways to ensure every parent has connection and support. It's my pleasure to welcome Dana Guy.
Thank you so much, Shazik. I absolutely love having you and your incredible energy in the world, on the Peps board, and here tonight. Science shows the benefits of social connection. When we strengthen our connection with one another, we are healthier, more resilient, and more fulfilled. Social connection really is a basic need, and this past year, we were stripped of this in the ways that we knew it. Individually and collectively, we've been exposed to many layers of stress and trauma. Today marks 1 year and 1 week since we made the decision to move our staff and programs to virtual formats and canceled our annual benefit event just a few days before we were supposed to come together. And I've been reflecting on how while this last year came with endless challenges and tough decisions, for Peps, it also provided opportunities to move towards our vision of resilient families, connected communities, and equitable outcomes in new ways, to really re-envision what connection and support can look like for parents. We focused our energy on our values and strategic goals around innovation and equity, and I want to share a bit more about both of those with you. We innovated our approach to parent support. While keeping our mission at the center of our decisions, we pivoted our efforts towards helping connect parents virtually during a scary and extremely isolating time. As an organization, we strengthened our muscles at trying new things without knowing the outcome, learning as we moved along, and responding to the emerging needs of parents. As you heard from Kinte, we moved our entire model from face-to-face to virtual connection. We piloted new programming, and we supported our leaders in holding space for parents to talk openly and honestly about their highs and lows. We worked creatively with local community partners and Peps network partners across the country to connect and support parents in Zoom and WhatsApp, despite stay-at-home orders and social distancing measures. We also deepened our commitment to racial equity. Peps has been on a multi-year journey of learning, reflection, and analysis, and looking at where we've made mistakes and caused harm, and where we can do better. We conducted a community assessment to learn how to better show up for families in our region. And over the last several years, we have invested in improving our policies, practices, programming, and curriculum. In 2020, we moved our commitment to racial equity forward into Peps groups and with the parents in our community. We started having discussions on race and social identity development in groups and are supporting parents to learn, unlearn, and have conversations about race, racism, and social identity early and often. We know that Black and Brown families have always talked about race and racism with their children as a matter of survival, and we believe we have a responsibility to provide all families, and especially white families, with the tools and support to do this as well. I want to acknowledge that it never should have taken us this long to bring these conversations to the Peps community. This is an area where we are learning and having uncomfortable and imperfect conversations as an organization, in Peps groups, and as individuals. We sometimes hear from parents that it feels uncomfortable. They don't know what to say, or they're afraid of saying the wrong thing. I am having these conversations with my kids who are 7 and 10. And what I can tell you from my experience is that if a conversation is pushing you outside your comfort zone and you're still thinking about it hours later in the shower or as you go to bed, that's a pretty good sign that it's the right conversation to be having. So where do we go from here? As we look ahead, we are so excited for a future that includes a return to in-person connection when it is safe to do so. And we'll carry forward the lessons from 2020 as we work towards our new strategic direction. We intend to deepen the conversation about the impact of racism and oppression and plant seeds for parents to build anti-racist families. We will continue to invest in preparing our group leaders to lead Peps groups inclusively. We will keep innovating and offer multiple ways for parents to participate in peer support by expanding the parenting stage we serve, offering affinity groups, and working collectively with other organizations to creatively reach families, all built on that simple idea that social connection is a basic need. I have to tell you that I am very grateful that I get to work with the most amazing staff and board at Peps. They collaborate with care for parents in our community and care for one another. I also want to say thank you to our incredible giving community, our donors, funders, and corporate sponsors who supported us through a chaotic year. We cannot do this work alone, and I hope you will join us tonight in giving generously and showing your love for future parents. What I really want to leave you with is a reminder that social connection is a basic need, and community is not a scarce resource. There's really no limit to what we can do together. May we all strive to connect with one another, to listen, to get uncomfortable. May we strive to do better, to adapt and learn and grow. Together, we have an opportunity to make real change and ultimately a better world for our children and generations to come. Thank you.
Dana, thank you. I was just looking at the chat in YouTube, and it is wonderful to see you all showing so much love to Dana. And you know, she deserves it for her compassionate leadership during a year like no other. On any day, in any year, it is not easy to lead a nonprofit organization, but much less through a pandemic. Our nonprofit leaders not only are moving the mission and work of our organizations forward, they also are caring and often worrying about their staff. It is a big job. So again, thank you, Dana. Now, all of you, yes, you, I have a question for you. You're having so much fun in the chat, so I want you to answer this question in the chat. What excites you the most about the work Peps does and is planning to do? Get in the chat. Let's see what you have to say. And I want you to remember, as you type what's exciting you, and as you see what your other friends in the Peps community are typing, here's what I want you to know. That is the work your dollars and donations are supporting. You make that work happen with your gifts of financial support. And as a reminder, you can make your gift one time, or you could be a monthly donor. Remember, the gift that keeps on giving. And you can do that anytime you wish on Give Lively, or just by texting Peps Love to 44321. Now, I'm super excited about this. I would love to introduce you to some Peps parents and their adorable babies, because we love the babies, and they're going to tell you about the impact of their Peps experiences. Please welcome now to our virtual stage Stephen, Catherine, Natalie, and Shinna and their little ones.
My name is Catherine Creason. I go with she, her pronouns.
My name is Stephen Fisher, and he, him. And this is Juniper Thea, she, her at this point.
When we signed up for the Peps newborn group, we actually got contacted about joining in the expecting parents group. And we learned that it was just this pilot program that they were offering to us. And in hindsight, like sitting here now today with her and in our newborn group, I can't even imagine what it would be like to have had the rest of that pregnancy without the expectant parents group with Peps. There's no pregnancy during pandemic handbook. Every week we showed up with what was really going on in our lives and how powerful that was.
My first experience with Peps was, I felt like a very young single dad. My son was about 1 or 1.5 years old. I ended up discovering that Peps existed in the Seattle area for parents, but I also found out that it was sort of too late for us. But coincidentally, one of the board members on Peps actually reached out to me and asked if I was interested in joining the board. I told her absolutely yes, I'm very interested, I would love to do it. And the really interesting thing about my board experience was that my son came with me to every board meeting. I think there's not that many times in life when you get an opportunity to do something a second time. And I waited 20 years to have the second possibility to be a part of Peps. I waited 20 years to have another baby, and it was something that I wish I didn't have to wait 20 years.
Because his first son is so much older than Juniper Thea, you know, we're restarting in a lot of ways. So it's a really valuable thing for me as well, because as someone who's moved here as a transplant, it's so amazing to have a space where I can meet other women, other families, and other parents that are having kids around the same time that we are. What a value that it has been to meet people, other families at the same time as this, both in the aspect that we're restarting and having a kid now, and in the sense that I'm not from this area. And so this is really my first opportunity to meet people in the Seattle area that have kids at the same time that we do.
Hi, my name is Natalie Gwali, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, my name is Sheena Lee, and my pronouns are she, her.
And this is our daughter, Carmen Day. She's 5 months old, and her pronouns are she, her, unless she tells us otherwise one day. We participated in the two-parent newborn group in September 2020, and we also participated in the LGBTQIA+ family group in November 2020. We found out about the Queer Family Pilot Program through Peps, actually. So Sheena, Carmen, and I seized on the opportunity to meet other queer families in the Seattle area. You know, we learned and we talked about navigating in a heteronormative family structure world. We talked a lot about social identity. We also learned a lot more about people's path to parenthood, because in queer families, we don't typically have a traditional path to having our children.
For us, we had a very unique experience, which was surrogacy, and it was just good to have others who had that same experience, and we found that in the Queer Family group.
For me, meeting other parents who share the same affinity was important to us because it helped normalize our family structure. And it also helped Carmen see, and will see in the future, she gets older, that there's all different types of family made of all different types of parent structure and family structures. I was able to communicate and talk to other families that were just like ours, and I had older children and had other experiences that put my concerns at ease.
Peps provided comfort for me, knowing that because I was a parent of a newborn and I was a first-time parent, that I didn't know what I was doing, and no one else knew what they were doing, and I felt comfort in knowing that I wasn't the only person feeling alone, or like I was doing something wrong.
Peps sets you up with a community right away of people going through the exact same situation, especially in this pandemic being so isolating for most people right now. It really is a great way to find community outside of your existing support network. and find a highly concentrated community of people going through the same thing at the same time.
Wow. I am having this moment where I'm actually feeling a little choked up because the parents did not identify their children's gender for them, right? And that's new. It's really new. It certainly wasn't something that was happening when I was growing up. It's not something that I have really seen too much until recent times. And the fact that Peps makes a space where that is not only allowed, but encouraged and celebrated and honored, and that Peps is doing work for queer parents, you know, as a queer woman, I just have to say I'm very moved. I'm very moved. So thank you so much, Stephen, Catherine, Natalie, and Sheena. Sheena, I'm so sorry I said your name wrong before. I apologize, Sheena. Wow, I'm just so amazed that Peps not only adapted all its programs to virtual groups in such a short amount of time and trained all their group leaders, Peps also launched new programs during a pandemic. What the what? Peps, you are rocking so hard. But, you know, excuse me, I'm verklempt, as you might say. But we can't do this work alone. We need you. You heard me say it before. I'll say it again. We need you, and you need us. We need each other. The whole Peps community, we need each other. And now it's time for all of us to make sure that Peps will be able to show up and support parents for years to come. Many of you have already sent us your love, AKA your donations, and thank you a million times, thank you. Our goal for the next few minutes is to get us to that $150,000 finish line or beyond. If you haven't made a gift, now is the time, and you know what to do, right? Click the link in the chat, you can text, you know how to do this, right? So, some of you have the ability to join us with a gift of something in the ballpark of $10,000. For others of you, your most meaningful gift is going to look something like that matched level, something between $1,000 and $300. For others of you, it might be anywhere between $100, $50, all the way back up to $5,000. You find the spot that works for you and is meaningful for you. It matters that we all show up. Okay. I have not yet told you about our Peps Sustainers Circle. I am so excited to do that, so let me do it right now. Why am I so excited? Because our Peps Sustainer Circle members are critically important in sustaining our work. They commit their annual gift, not just for 1 year, not just for 2 years, but for 3 years. They make sure future parents can count on a supportive community through Peps for years to come. And rumor has it, a little birdie told me that my co-host is a sustaining donor. Is that true, Shazak?
Yep, I have to say it is true. I pledged my support for 3 years because I know that long-term sustainable funding is so important for any nonprofit, and because I truly believe in the work that Peps does. We need Peps around in our community for years to come. Babies will be born no matter what, and new parents will need a supportive community no matter what.
Yep. That is right, Shazak. Big thanks to you and all of Peps Sustainers for your long-term financial commitment. Now, I am asking you, and you're like, who? Me? Me? Yeah, you. I'm talking to you on the other side of that screen. I am asking you to join this fine group of people tonight. In the past, we have asked Sustaining Circle members to make an annual gift of $1,500 or more for 3 years. And if you can join with that level of gift or higher, that is wonderful. If you'd like to split into monthly payments, no problem. Now, if that $1,500 a year for 3 years is just not a level that is doable for you this year, but you want to commit your support for 3 years, that would be this year, 2021 through 2023, we'd love for you to join the Sustainer Circle. And you can do it tonight, right now. How? Boy, I'm glad you asked. You asked the best questions. Here's how. All you have to do is click the link in the chat, which leads you to our Sustainer Pledge form, fill it in, and you're done. You have then made your commitment. And thank you. Thank you right now and in advance for investing in Peps for the long term. It really is an investment, isn't it? An investment in families, an investment in parents, an investment in babies. It is an investment in a whole new generation. Speaking of investing, I think it might be time to take a look at our fundraising thermometer and see how close we are to our 150,000 goal. So I'm going to stop looking into your gorgeous eyes for a minute, and I'm going to look over here at the what? Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, it's just climbing every single second. We're above $94,000. That is amazing. And I see, is that Sheila? Yes. And Kate and Zandria and Megan Davis. Is that Megan Davis from TOJ? Hi. Hello, friend. Oh my goodness. And it's climbing even more. It's climbing every second. That is amazing. Okay, keep the good work going. Remember, you can do monthly giving, as I already mentioned. You can split that gift up into 12, 24, or 36 months. Remember, if you want to double your impact, give a gift between $300 and $1,000, and we will double your impact. Your gift will be matched dollar for dollar by our generous Giving Challenge donors. Okay. Shayzik, who needs a shout out over in your world?
I'm seeing so many of my friends and so many people I don't know. It's been so amazing looking. I see Heidi, I've seen Mary Ellen, I saw Kudo, I saw Jess, Kate. It's really, really amazing. Thank you guys so much for your support. It really, truly means so much. Zandra, Anthony, keep coming. We appreciate you so much.
Oh my goodness. Yes, thank you. I am going to look at the fundraising thermometer and do some thank yous as well. Hello, Megan and oh gosh, Kate, we're still just shy of $95,000. This is amazing. All of you are collectively making it happen, and it looks like we are well on our way to our goal of $150,000, but keep that good work coming. Shayzik, do you see anybody else that you want to thank over there in your fundraising land?
I do. I'm seeing Rachel. I saw Galia. I saw Evelina. This is so really great. Thank you all so much for giving so generously and just for, I don't know, ensuring that Peps is going to be here for years to come. It truly, truly means so much. So I am now thrilled to welcome Dr. Ben Danielson and Laura van der Neut Lipsky. Both Dr. Ben and Laura are leaders in their fields, and we are so lucky that they're a part of our community right here in Seattle. Laura is the founder and director of the Trauma Stewardship Institute and the author of Trauma Stewardship and the Age of Overwhelm. Dr. Ben is a clinical professor at UW in pediatrics. He was the senior medical director for the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic for 20 years, up until last November. And he's truly modeled for us what it means to use our voices to deepen the conversation about racism and oppression. Dr. Ben, Laura, we are thrilled to welcome you both.
Thank you so much, Shayzik. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so glad Peps brought us together, Laura, because I've been looking forward to meeting you for the longest time. You're one of my heroes, and no pressure, but I'm just glad to have a chance to talk with you.
Very generous of you and kind. Thank you so much. I mean, I have been following your work for so long, and I haven't been up to date on the latest work that you're doing, but my gratitude for all you have done, so many levels, runs so deep. So I was really, really looking forward to this conversation as well.
Me too. And I know that what we're talking about is really focusing on communities, on families, on how parents are doing right now in this incredibly difficult time, and what is working, what's not working, how we can support each other. But I want to start with knowing how you're doing. Like, how are you?
I appreciate that. I mean, big picture, doing well, blessed, very blessed, grateful for all that is going well. And it's a lot. I mean, I have two adolescent daughters, and I feel like we are in ocean of emotions over here. So as we say in early childhood education, you remember lots of big feelings. So navigating a lot of big feelings, but big picture, doing well.
Good.
How are you? How are you and your loved ones?
I made good choices to surround myself with people who are stronger and better than me. So I get lots of support. I've been really lifted up by community, which is ironic in this time of physical separation. There's still a strong sense of connectedness, and I'm so thankful for that. People go the extra yard to reach out to make sure we see each other in some ways, even if it's like this,
Yes.
hear each other and have some chance to kind of check in and listen, maybe even slow down a little bit.
Means so much. That means so much. And particularly, I know with your work is focused so much on this, and I see it with my work a lot, is how important it is to continue to be aware of when we do get isolated and to make sure we're interrupting that isolation. And you have much more expertise than I do in all the health outcomes of this. And I know with trauma, and as it applies to trauma and depression, how imperative it is that we are really, really mindful of being aware how slowly we can get isolated, and it can be really hard to tell when we're isolated, because it doesn't have to be you can be in a household full of people and still feel really lonely and alone. And so, to your point of how important it is to have community around us, it's so essential.
Yeah, you have to make it happen, but there are tools. I mean, I kind of think in a way that's what Peps is at heart, is this connector, even across distances or spaces, and maybe perhaps especially when we're not supposed to be hugging and right in direct contact with each other. You use this word mindfulness, and I feel like that's at the heart of your work, and it's at the heart of maybe what we need to be thinking and focusing on more right now. And just how are you incorporating mindfulness when you talk to, I don't know, maybe a family member about their parenting experiences, or a friend who's calling on you? I'll bet you get a lot of calls for advice. How do you talk about this?
Well, I mean, I remember when I had the privilege of getting to be a part of Peps when my girls were young, and I went to a group up at El Centro de la Raza on Beacon Hill, and it was one of the Spanish speaking groups, and I loved being a part of it. And I remember during that time when my girls were really young, and I was struggling, as I did on any number of given days. And I remember one of the parent mentors saying to me, there's like good moms and then there's good enough moms. And I still think about this to this day, of just because I feel like this is such a humbling time for so many of us. Okay. And there's like the struggle that many of us are experiencing as parents, as partners, as family members, as friends, as community members, and as those who are working. And then there's the struggle with how much we're struggling. And I think that in particular with parenting gets really difficult. I mean, just at least my experience with parenting is, there's no end to how guilty one can feel as a parent, right? And how much regret we can have, and how just the countless things that we question and we perseverate on and ruminate on just on a good day, and so right now, with the amount of isolation that folks are facing, and just the layers of loss that folks are experiencing, of course, loss of life, but there are all these other layers of loss. And then certainly, and I know your work has been so steeped in this, but when we think about those in our communities who are historically oppressed, historically marginalized, historically underserved, all those additional headwinds that those families are facing, just what that means to be trying to get through this time and do what you can to be the parent you're wanting to be, but also try to be realistic with yourself, and also try to muster some compassion for ourselves during this time. It feels impossible. I mean, I know it is possible, but it's asking so much of parents right now.
Sure, it sure is. I mean, there are extra jobs, just face it, right? Suddenly a teacher, you're a home business, you're all of those things, and you're a parent, and it's a 24/7. That's a lot. And I so appreciate the way I hear you talking about self-forgiveness and allowing ourselves to not try to aspire to do that perfection parenting that I sometimes feel like in pediatrics, we lay out all these expectations and we create all of these like measures of wonderfulness. And it's just a humbling and important experience right now for me to focus more on this is how you get by. This is how you hold yourself whole. This is how you maybe share and lean in ways that I don't know. I think my auntie's pride would have stopped her from wanting to do that. And so you need skills, you need advice. We're adults that keep learning, and we need the actual tools that help us maybe rely on each other in ways that we haven't before.
Right.
Give ourselves grace.
Yes.
Grace. Keep hearing that term come up, and I don't think I understood the idea of grace anywhere like I do now in this moment in our history.
No, that's right. Absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting you're saying that, because it's just community after community who I'm working with right now. And we talk so much about that, like having some humility, having grace, and being able to extend that to ourselves too, right? And again, as parents, I think so many parents are being are really skilled at being kind, with their kids, and empathetic with their kids, and loving with their kids, but that the ability to apply that to oneself can be really challenging to do. And I know for me as a mom, I mean, not proud of this, but so like on so many days, just a guiding mantra for me is just like refrain from causing harm, just like do no harm. Like just as a parent, just like, can I get through this day and do no harm? And that's when they were like babies. And I was at that group on Beacon Hill, and it's now when they're teenagers, and you're just trying to, particularly when there's so much cognitive overload right now, and there's so much that's impacting as adults our own executive functioning, trying to have that intentionality and that mindfulness to slow ourselves down throughout the day of just, okay, how can I just right speech, right conduct, right action, how can I slow myself down so I'm just not making anything worse today, and possibly accessing whatever like love, like, demonstration of love. So this can be an edifying space. I can create a nurturing space, even with everything that's out of control out there, the horrors out there. I mean, there's pandemic, all the structural supremacy surfings, the climate crisis, our dissolving democracy, but still trying in this space, right, with those we're raising to really be having this tangible nurturing that we're doing. And feel like that's enough, even though as parents, so much of what we struggle with is feeling like I think many of us as parents feel like we're never doing enough.
So well said. Tangible nurturing. I feel like you bring in these high-end and foundational concepts into the same space, which is so important. I so appreciate working in clinics that are very multicultural and have such a depth of ancestral experience that is so foundational and can teach so much to others about just what it is to be present and parenting at a pace that spans 1,000 years of wisdom. And then on top of that, we're learning new things, new tools, new ways of understanding ourselves as parents, understanding our relationship to children, to parenting itself, and layering those two together. I think that's really magical. I hope that spaces where people can come together as parents become more and more multicultural, maybe multi-generational as well. How do we have our grandmothers teach us more about parenting in the space of being supported by other parents? I just think the opportunities are greater than the challenges. And I feel that more today than I did a year ago. So for everything that we're facing, I also think the future that we're facing has some incredible possibility. We made it to today. We made it to 2021. And I don't know if we could have seen ourselves doing as well as we are when we looked at ourselves in May or July or something.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And I think that I think for parents, and I think that this is one of the things that Peps is such a gift of Peps, is being able to, as parents, we can have, I think, so many blind spots of, just having a really hard time recognizing, is anything I'm doing working? Like, is anything, it just that, like, sometimes parenting can feel so not concrete, you're just like, well, I'm doing the basics, but who knows how this is all going to end up, and just, we can have such focus on everything, we're not doing in the ways we want. And I think one of the things that's so beautiful about Peps is being able to hopefully be surrounded by folks who can reflect back to us of, having the gratitude for ourselves too, right? Being like people who can reflect back, like, hey, remember 3 weeks ago that wasn't going for, so you really made it through that, and being able to nurture that, that being able to nurture that space of gratitude for ourselves as parents. I think that's something, and to your point, doing that in community is really, really, really powerful.
Yeah. Wow. I've really enjoyed this conversation because it just has me just spinning with these ideas about grace and gratitude and self-care and the ways in which we're more connected than we realize we are, and the opportunities that we have to be okay. And even in being okay, we're kind of being great. Just that's an interesting idea. Thank you so much for this chance to connect and talk a little bit. I hope our conversations continue.
I hope so too.
I think we have a lot more to talk about.
No, it's my honor. Thank you so much. And I love that this is the way. I mean, we've been in each other's orbit for so long, but haven't gotten to cross paths in this way. So I love that Peps brought us together. It's a joy for me. So thank you so much. And again, for just everything that you've gifted to our community.
We're all in this together. Thank you, Peps. Thank you for this conversation.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you, Peps.
Dr. Ben, Laura, thank you so much. I have to say, I really appreciated how you described doing okay as doing great right now. Sometimes we just don't give ourselves enough credit for getting through this last year. And how cool that Peps has brought you together too, just like the thousands of parents they bring together each year. Okay, let's do one more check on our fundraising thermometer and see where we're at. And here we are. Okay, this is fantastic. We have raised $121,000, just over $121,000 towards our $150,000 goal. Now that is fantastic. I have another little news flash for you. Some of you were really into this idea of doubling your impact and having that matching gift. So enough of you gave gifts between $300 and $1,000 that we made the $40,000 match. What? You are awesome. But as you can see, we are not quite to our goal. So here is what I would like to suggest to you. A gift between $300 and $1,000, that is a really meaningful span of gifts for Peps. So if you've already given and you're able to come back in, please do join us. If you have not yet given, now is the time, friends. I implore, I beseech, I kindly ask, all that stuff. Go ahead and send it in now. And here's another thing I'm going to tell you. Let's see. I'm watching the fundraising thermometer go up all the time. We're just above 122,000. That means we still have some good work to do. So here's what we're going to do. Here's the plan. Are you with me? Are you with me? Because I see you there. Okay, cool. You're with me. Gotcha. Here's what we're going to do. You have the link, right? It's right there in the chat. Copy, paste it, email it to 5 of your friends. You've got the little text code, right? You know what to text to what number. You know what to do. So just go ahead and text that to 5 of your friends. Will you spread the word via email and via text to see if we can't get ourselves, I know we can. Why would I say to see if we can't? To see that we do, as I know we will, get ourselves to that $150,000 goal. And here's the good news. We're going to leave the text to give open. We're going to leave the donation link open until we reach our goal. So you are empowered. Consider yourself empowered to go ahead and help us reach that goal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for committing your investment of money and your time in Peps and future parents.
Yes, thank you all so much from the bottom of our hearts for showing up for Peps and parents in our community today. They need us big time. Please spread the word with expectant parents, new parents, second time around parents, LGBTQIA+ parents, and parents of adolescents and teens in your life. Tell them that our virtual groups are happening and they're creating the community and connection that we all need right now. And Sasha, before we go, thank you so much for hosting with me tonight. Your energy has been incredible and it's really been a pleasure.
Shazek, you are a delight. You are so fun. I've had so much fun getting to know you, and even more fun sharing this virtual stage with you. So thank you so much for being a co-host with me. We hope you all have a wonderful night and enjoy one more thank you from us and from these cuties in our final video.
Hi, Peps family. Thank you for joining us today and always.
My Peps kids and I want to say thank you for supporting Peps.
Thank you! Thank you! 1, 2, 3. Thank you for supporting Peps.